Right, welcome back to the channel. Now we've looked at completing the square, but we've got to look at some more difficult examples now, maybe where you've got a coefficient in front of the x squared that's not 1. Okay, so here you've got 2x squared, 5x squared, and then there another 2x squared. So how are we going to complete the square for examples like this? But before we go on to that, let's do a quick recap of how you complete the square just for the ordinary ones there, where your coefficient there is just 1 in front of the x squared. So we need to open up a bracket to begin with. You put an x in there, you half the coefficient of the x term. So x plus, and we half that to give us 3. Pop a squared on your bracket, and then take away whatever number you put in here, squared. So there we go. And then that's going to give us x plus 3 all squared, and then take away 9. So that's it, nice and simple. Now when it comes to completing the square for something like this, we need to have the coefficient of this as 1. So we need it to look like this one over here, but how are we going to do that? So the first thing we need to do is actually factorize out the 2. So I'm going to take the 2 out here. I'm just going to choose to open a square bracket just to show what's left once we take that 2 out. So we'll have x squared minus 5x. So there we go. Started by factorizing just 2 out of there. Now inside the bracket, we can see this looks like it does over here. And so what we can do is complete the square as we do normally inside the bracket. So I'll put a 2 here. I'll open up my square bracket. And then for this part, we're going to start to complete the square. So we'll have x minus, and we half this coefficient, so 5 over 2 all squared, and then take away 5 over 2 squared. Then I'll close off that bracket there in blue, like that. Okay, so let's neaten this up inside here. So we'll have 2, open bracket again, and then we'll have x minus 5 over 2 squared, take away, this will be 25 over 4, and then finally close that off there. Now the last thing we need to do is now open up these big brackets over here. The way we do that is we're going to multiply through by this 2 over here. So what we do is we put the 2 straight in front of that bracket there. So we say 2 times by this whole bracket, and then 2 times by 25 over 4, which would then be 25 over 2. And that's how we would leave it. There we've completed the square. So now let's try and follow those exact same steps for this one over here. So now we've got a 5x squared. First thing we need to do is make it just x squared. The way we're going to do that is by factorizing out the 5. So factorize that out, and then what's going to be left inside our bracket is going to be an x squared plus 3x this time. And now what we can do is complete the square inside the bracket. So let's have 5, open bracket there, and then we'll go with x plus half this number, that's 3 over 2 squared, take away whatever number that is, 3 over 2 all squared. And then we can close off the big blue bracket. Neaten this up now, so we've got 5, open that big bracket, and we'll have x plus 3 over 2 squared, and then 3 over 2 squared, which is 9 over 4. And then we close that off again. And the final step now is open up this. The way we do that is times through by the 5, there and there. So that's going to leave us with 5 lots of x plus 3 over 2 squared. Take away, and then 5 times 9 over 4 is going to give us, that's 45 over 4. There we go. That's that one there. Now for the last one. So it's a little bit different to 2 and 3 because you've got this plus 3 on the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that inside like a little cloud and just forget about it for now. So we'll put it in at the end. So all we're going to do is treat it as if that was written on our page. So what we do to begin with is take out the 2, and that leaves us with x squared plus 3x. So actually like this one here, in fact. And now we can go and complete the square inside there. And it should just be exactly the same as this. So we'll have 2, and then we have x plus 3 over 2 in brackets all squared, take away 3 over 2 squared. close that off in blue. And then neaten it up again. So we'll have x plus 3 over 2 all squared minus 9 over 4. And then final step is multiply through by this 2. So that's 2 lots of x plus 3 over 2 squared minus 2 times that, which would be 9 over 2. But now, what we mustn't forget is we had this plus 3 all along on the outside. So look, I'm going to put that back in now. Plus 3 here, plus 3 there, plus 3 there. And now put the plus 3 back on the end. And the last bit is now just collect together these two terms here. So you'd have 2 and then x plus 3 over 2 all squared minus 9 over 2 plus 3 should be, I think, minus 6, so minus 3 over 2. And there we go. That's how you'd leave it. So there it is. That's how we complete the square when we have a coefficient in front of the x squared that is not 1. Hope that all makes sense. We'll try a couple more in the next video.